All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here, and welcome back to another MK1 video. I know you guys see MKX in the background, but I just want to have something a little bit different, mostly because a lot of people always ask me, like, hey, Super, could you show your hands while you're playing Mortal Kombat just so we could see how your fingers move, the execution? I've made plenty of videos on this, so if you guys ever are curious, I've probably made a video on everything that gets requested, so you guys could just go to my channel page and like search up the keyword, whatever you're looking for. So I've shown my hands before, so I figured, might as well have this in the background so you guys could enjoy it. But today we're talking about Combat Pack 3, having a little discussion. Of course, leave a thumbs up on the video. Also, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Combat Pack 3. I reply to every comment the first day the video's up, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the extra comments. It seems like YouTube definitely likes when a video has a lot more comments, and you guys have been amazing with that. So just want to say thank you for the extra comments and support since T1000 came out. It's been awesome. So Combat Pack 3, right? Let's talk about Combat Pack 3. Man, it's a little bittersweet. I'm not going to lie, because if you just want my answer, I'll just give it to you right now. I get asked every time, like almost every day in the comment section, Super, do you think there's going to be a Combat Pack 3? My answer is always the same. I do not think that there will be a Combat Pack 3. I think that the updates for MK1, as far as extra content in regards to full roster characters, is over. I think that cycle is finished with T1000. Now, that's not saying that we can't get maybe an extra cameo fighter, maybe an extra few cameo fighters. Of course, we still have the Mortal Kombat movie skins to look forward to. Skins, way easier to implement in a game than characters, right? Probably same thing with cameos. So I definitely know for a fact, because of the Mortal Kombat movie skins, that we're not done getting like new content for the game. But if you're talking about characters, like playable main roster characters, not cameo fighters, I don't think we're going to get any more DLC content. And of course, that's like the lifeline of the game, right? Other than the players actually playing the game, playing online, blah, blah, blah. But as far as like content-wise, what keeps players coming back in the long run is going to be like those DLC characters. And I think that for Mortal Kombat 1, that is over. That's just my opinion. And it's bittersweet because I still really enjoy playing MK1. T1000 literally came out, and before he got nerfed, he was very close to surpassing Ghostface as my favorite character in MK1. You guys know I made a tier list on the guest characters. I said Ghostface is literally my favorite character in MK1. And it was very close between pre-patch T1000 and Ghostface, even though T1000 is still good. But Ghostface just, man, they really, really went all out with Ghostface. Just incredibly fun. But the reason it's bittersweet is because I do still love the gameplay and playing MK1. So I wish that we had more DLC content. I wish that we had like Combat Pack 3 to look forward to. Another 3 characters even, right? 6 characters, whatever. I wish that was the case because I do love MK1 still. I wish we would have had another story mode expansion to, sort of highlight or show what the hell happened. Havoc, hashtag where's Havoc, and a bunch of like unanswered questions that the story mode left. So I wish that we could have that to look forward to. I really do, because I love the gameplay of MK1. I still play it. Obviously, it's like the main thing that I upload on the channel. I try to mix it up with the previous NRS games, but MK1 is the bread and butter. I still really enjoy playing MK1. At this point during MK11's life cycle, which is like almost 2 years in, I was done. Like I was like done with the game. Obviously, I still had to upload it, and it was during the pandemic, all that stuff. I kind of figured that we weren't going to get anything new for a while. But I was already starting to dislike MK11. But that's not the case with MK1. I still really enjoy playing the game. And I wish that we had something to look forward to as far as new characters because they've done amazing with the Chaos Reigns characters. Don't get me wrong, the first 6 DLC characters were awesome, but I feel like the more time passed, the better NRS has gotten at, bringing in characters that just fit really well with MK1's playstyle. The Chaos Reign characters have been just awesome. Sector is amazing. Really, really fun design, even though a lot of people use her more zoning wise. She has a lot of sick combos. The guest characters just amazing. Conan, super fun, very surprising. Ghostface, T1000. Noob Saibot's probably like the best iteration of Noob Saibot, the most stylish, crazy combos. Noob Saibot's awesome. Cyrax still has the bomb setups, touch you one time and you're dead. So I really feel like they got better as time went on. So it's disappointing that we're not going to have like NetherRealm take on more characters to bring into MK1 because like I said, I feel like they've gotten better and better at creating the DLC characters and bringing them into like the MK1 playstyle. So yeah, it's bittersweet. And the reason I say like it's bittersweet, the only like positive is that since there's no more DLC characters and well, I don't want to say that much work because I know like keeping a fighting game active and all that and making balance changes, I know that takes work, don't get me wrong. But as far as their development time, right? All that is being focused on the next game. And whenever that next game comes, hopefully they've been working on this game at some capacity for the last 3 years. They've known what it was going to be. That's what from Ed Boon's like mouth. He didn't like specify that they've been working on it like actively, but in one way or another, whether it's like concept art, like story mode, storyboard planning for the story, whatever, they've been working on it for a long time already. So all that time that they would have dedicated to making a story expansion and DLC characters for MK1 is being completely focused on the next game. And I really, really, really hope that time gets put to work, like where it actually makes an impact. Because I think one of the reasons why MK1 is so looked down upon is because of the first 6 months of the game. Because there's no defending the way MK1 released. It felt like an incomplete game. Microtransactions up the ass and all that, right? So I think it kept that negative stigma this whole time, and the game is like 10 times better than it was. But the people who only played it the first 6 months, understandably, they're like, why the hell would I ever go back to playing that game? Because it had that negative stigma, and the game never recovered. It never recovered, and it's a shame because it's so much better than it was the first 6 months. And anytime that someone asks me like, hey, should I like re-download the game? I bought it when it came out. I didn't like it. I'm like, just give it another try. They've added a bunch of things that make the game more fun, new moves for characters, great updates. The balancing is pretty good for the most part. A lot of characters, like the majority of the roster is solid. They could go up against each other. Obviously, you have the God tier teams, Synthel, Tremor, and Johnny Cage and Chameleon, a bunch of these, Cyrax and Serena. Now you're always going to have God tier teams that are just better than other teams, but for the most part everyone could compete with each other. And it's a shame that people who just played the game at the beginning and never came back to it, they have that negative stigma towards MK1. And in my opinion, it's a really, really, really fun game now. So the fact that we're not going to be getting a Combat Pack 3, at least in my opinion, is definitely a shame. But like I said, the only positive thing in that is that this development time is being put into the next game, which I think will be another Mortal Kombat game. They want to keep that train going with the Mortal Kombat name, Mortal Kombat movie coming out later this year, the Fortnite collaboration. There's a lot more eyeballs on Mortal Kombat in general as a series that's going to bring in like fresh new fans to the franchise, especially when the movie comes out. That always happens. You always get new fans when something that big comes out, right? So I definitely think that the next game is going to be a Mortal Kombat game. And I've come out and said this already in a prediction video that I made like months ago, where I think that the next game will be announced late this year at the Game Awards. It makes a lot of sense. And then it's going to come out at its regular time slot that it normally would have. So every Mortal Kombat game has, always come out in April. Injustice, NetherRealm games have always come out in April, and they changed it up for MK1 because I feel like they rushed it. They wanted to make up for the Suicide Squad's like epic failure, right? Because they know Mortal Kombat has that name to it, so it made money for them. So I think that it's going to go back to its normal April release slot. And yeah, I do think that we're going to get another Mortal Kombat game. If it's Injustice, hey, that's fucking awesome. I am open to pretty much any game that we get. But yeah, I think later on this year, around December, whenever the Game Awards is, they're going to announce the next game. It's going to come out in April. That's my prediction. But as far as like Combat Pack 3, I don't think that's happening, guys. Another scenario that could happen is we get an announcement of the next Mortal Kombat games at the Summer Games Fest. Like, that would be awesome, right? And it comes out in September. That would be awesome too. Because I'm also curious to see where they're going to take the story mode, what kind of gameplay they're going to have. They always bring something new to every Mortal Kombat game, or they bring back something, right? Like for MK11, they kind of brought back more MK2 style, where it was like not as many combos. It was more footsie based. MK1, they just went crazy with the air combos and just open-ended gameplay system. MKX, they had the run mechanic. So I'm curious to see what they're going to implement in the next game. But yeah, I've been getting asked a lot, so I might as well just make this video talking about this. No, I do not think that there's going to be another combat pack. And it really sucks because, yeah, I feel like MK1 is at a really fun spot at the moment. And it would have been cool to have, a character like Art the Clown come in, right? Like, that would be so sick. Or like Pinhead. That would be awesome. And, maybe bring back some classic characters like Sonya and Jax or Kano. Some of these characters that are missing. For me, of course, like if Aaron Black was put into MK1, that would be ridiculous because they would just give him all the combos in the world. It would probably be like a like Aaron Black on steroids, right? From MKX. He would just have so many combos, air combos. Man, that would be awesome. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. Just a random video today because I've been getting asked, even more so now that T1000 is out. I've been getting asked a lot more whether I think there's going to be a Combat Pack 3. And my answer is no. We should be getting some sort of update on the future of Mortal Kombat 1 and NetherRealm, I think in the next 2 to 3 months. I think by Summer Games Fest, we would have gotten a update on whether NetherRealm is going to shift their focus to the next game, if they're going to announce anything, or if they start teasing something for MK1. That means that, hey, Combat Pack 3 might actually have a chance. And any of that, I'll keep you guys updated. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.